Hi, I'm Reverend Jana Vende.
I'm Reverend Michael J. Dangler.
We're from Three Cranes Grove, ADF, out of Columbus, Ohio, and we have a working that we wanted to share with you tonight.
Every year in January we have what we call a Rivros working. Our calendar is divided up according to the Cligny calendar, which is a Gaulish calendar, and the festival or the rite that we celebrate is called Rivros in January. It's a frost moon, and at that moon we honor the god Sucellos, who has a big hammer, carries a cask, brings the folk together, and we have sort of taken it upon ourselves to look at this deity as not only bringing the folk together, but also setting the boundaries of the tribe. And so that's one of the things that we're going to do with this working.
So the things you'll need for this working are 4 rocks or however many corners you might have in your space. So if you have 4 corners to your land or to your altar, choose 4. Otherwise, pick 3 or 5 or however many corners you might have. You'll need a hammer that you can hit those rocks with, and an altar however you prefer it to be arranged, whether that's with a fire well and tree or with 4 candles to call the quarters, whatever way you prefer.
What we'll do during this rite, and we've recorded our grove doing this to kind of go along with what you're doing at home, is that we will tone. And we have all of our grove members standing around, prepared to tone for you. And as they do so, we'll invite you to also tone with us. And then at the end, you'll take these stones out and set them at the boundaries of your space. The original ritual called for taking them out and then smash them into the ground with a stone or with the hammer. And if you feel like doing that, great, you should. While we're toning, the thing to think about is boundaries. And because you're setting these stones out to ensure that your boundaries, both within the physical space and also the spiritual space, are respected. And so think, as we all tone over these stones, about the physical boundaries that are in your life. Think about the spiritual boundaries. And think about your own personal boundaries, how you can enforce those, how you can ensure that other people respect them. One of the things that has come up as we've done this is we've thought a lot about consent and the idea that our space is our space, our bodies are our bodies, and as we do this work, we set those boundaries again, we set them anew as we go through this process. So consider that as we tone our way through this work, and then when you go to set the stones at the boundaries of your space, know that you also set your boundaries and that no one can come into your space without your consent.
So take a moment now, gather your rocks, your hammer, and your altar. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to get yourself set up, and then we hope you'll join us for the actual working portion.
And we'll start that in just a moment. Sucellos, we travel now to the edge of our space. We bring with us stones to mark the edges and a hammer to seal them to the earth. We have lit here our candles. We have brought the water from the well. And now, to charge these stones, both here before us and anywhere that the light may reach, we draw our breath and we tone. space ours, sanctified it with the hammer blow, and claimed it with the fire on our altar. So be it.
So be it.
All right, thank you for joining us for that working. And now that you have these stones and you've toned over them, take a moment, pause the video again if you need to. Take the stones from the center of your altar, of your space where you've done this work, and take them out into the corners of your land or of your home or your dwelling or your room. You're going to set those stones into the ground with the hammer, the same way that we struck beneath the stones as we did the toning. Take your stones out and either literally strike the stones into the ground or strike next to them on the floor. Take those stones out and focus on your boundaries.
So as you do, once again, concentrate on your boundaries. The ones that you've set, the ones that you were concentrating on and thinking about. And think about the protection that good boundaries brings. Think about how when you set a boundary and you say, this is my space, it gives you a sense of ownership and a sense of understanding that that space is indeed yours. And think too about the joy of respected boundaries. Because every time someone approaches you and says, oh, I would like to come into your space, and they ask nicely, and they get your consent to enter it, it helps you feel more in control of that space. And so think about those things as well. The setting of boundaries is not only a protective thing, it's also a joyful thing. And make sure that as you think about these, as you place these stones, as you set your space into this fixed set of boundaries, that you're considering that as well. Thanks again for joining us. We really appreciate it, and I hope that you've enjoyed getting to see a little bit of our magical process in the Druid Moon workings that we do. This is not one that we've ever recorded before, ever shown outside the Grove. So, but we wanted to create something that was useful to individuals, and hopefully this has been.